And we've caught up with Colin The Head. Hello there, Colin.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'd like to get an opportunity to get up close and personal with Colin The Head and just ask a few questions, really.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. I've got a few minutes.
Right, so let's talk about some of the things that Colin The Head's been up to. What have you been up to lately?
Oh, I've been up to loads of stuff just lately. Me and JP Productions. Yeah, we've got really lots and lots of things going on at present. Obviously, we've got Colin The Head's World of Everything currently out on DVD. We've actually got his first DVD out at the moment. We've been busy with obviously the Landfest video was absolutely massive, and obviously all the controversy that actually come out about the actual Land video.
Now you said there's been some controversy regarding the Landfest video. Can you go into that a bit further?
Yeah, the Landfest video and the controversy and the actual argument that actually that started actually unfolding before our eyes when we released that onto YouTube. When we released the video, it sparked a big massive row in the radio world. A lot of people got involved and they jumped on the bandwagon, and now we're getting slagged off in forums and stuff that I wasn't even on, and really getting talked about, and like people wanting to take me down and stuff, and they were like, well, we've only made a little Landfest video.
All because you just turned up at a Radio Am rally and did a bit of filming?
Yeah, basically that's what it all boils down to at the end of the day is we turned up and we did a bit of filming at a Radio Ham rally. Yeah, that's all we did, and we got slagged off for it. A lot of people praised us, and the fans that have actually praised us and actually said to me, yeah, Colin, you did a cracking job there. And I really respect them and I love them comments, but we do get a lot of we have got a lot of haters out there at the moment. Yeah, we have.
Right, well, I mean, I did watch that Landfest video myself. I didn't see anything wrong with it. In fact, the video itself seemed to be presented in a typical Colin The Head fashion. It seemed to be fast flowing, and he literally took us on a journey, obviously from your starting point right through to the Landfest. Going in, we got to see some of the stall holders, some of the equipment there. You met some people. Obviously, you could see you doing a bit of self-promotion there, highlighting the fact that you had a DVD, giving people business cards.
Yeah, the business cards, the DVD.
But overall, it seemed to have been taken in good spirits. So the fact that after that such a row emerged over that video it seems quite petty to me. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I would see it as quite petty for what we actually did. I mean, we just made a video of the Landfest, and as like you said before, I do aim to take my viewers on a journey into anything that I do. All my work that I do now, it's all about going on a journey and actually, seeing things for how they are and actually seeing things as how they unfold. We're completely off the cuff in all the work that we do. We don't stage anything much. We don't. When we're out in public, it's as you are, who you are, and for who you are, and that is what we pride ourselves in, and I pride myself in. Because all the stuff I do, obviously in my videos, it's not staged either. It's as you see me there in the real flesh.
So it's sort of like really, although it's not live, obviously it's pre-recorded, but it's pretty much unscripted, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, the whole Colin The Head JP Productions work is unscripted. We don't follow a script. We do it all completely off the cuff.
I want to start back with Meet the Breakers. Meet the Breakers, how did all that come about?
Oh, Meet the Breakers. Well, it started off with me and a colleague and a good friend of mine. He actually approached me and actually said, let's do a documentary about the CB radio. Now, obviously, I'm a CB radio user. I've been a CB radio user for the last 15 years, and I've got a passion for the CB. It holds a big place in my heart. So me and a fellow breaker stroke colleague friend said, come on, let's make a documentary about CB. So we made Meet the Breakers episode 1 starring Gary Bowler. Instant success. It took the people and the praise we got, and for such a primitive early video that we actually made, and the actual quality of the actual video of Meet the Breakers episode 1, it was very poor in quality. We were still learning what we were doing. We were still trying to get up to speed with things. The actual episode it brought boundaries. So that's where it started, and we didn't expect it to be as good as what it did. So we did episode 2 and episode 3, and obviously the follow-on and the follow-on. And every episode that we did, I got more of a following from fellow breakers, obviously on the radio, and people I don't even know, talking to me on radio, know who I am, but I don't know who they are. So when I go on the radio, people are saying hello to me, and they're like, they know who I am because obviously they've seen the videos, and obviously I can't put a face to all these people's names, but they all know who Colin The Head is through Meet the Breakers. Now, Meet the Breakers was groundbreaking. Nobody else ever did Meet the Breakers. We decided to Meet the Breakers, and we never actually expected it to be as big as what it was.
There's a lot of people that might say that you do nothing for radio. How would you respond to those people that say that you pull the hobby down or you don't do anything good for radio? How would you respond to that?
Well, I'm sincerely disheartened, really, from this negative feedback that I've been receiving. We've always had negative feedback, as I've said, from day one, really. And to say I don't do a lot for radio now, nobody else has gone out there, nobody else has actually done a Meet the Breakers format video. In this day and age anyway, obviously the hobby is dying and it is in steady decline. As I've always said, CB radio use is in steady decline. So the idea of Meet the Breakers is to actually capture the hobby while there's still some of the hobby left. Because obviously there'll be a day when you won't be able to go out and do a Meet the Breakers video because there'll be nobody on radio, because the actual radio population is aging. In today's modern world of Wi-Fi, internet and computers, right, there is not room in the modern person's life for CB radio unless you've got an interest or an insight into it. And as I said, there's no new blood coming into the scene. There's no young stations, no young breakers are on rig no more. There's no young people left on radio. Not like there used to be back 15 years ago when I was a lad growing up. No, there were a whole group of us in the local area, all radio operators from obviously people that I know, and there were a community. Now that community's gone, sadly to say. There isn't much left. So the idea of Meet the Breakers was to capture the hobby while there is still a hobby there to be seen, because one day there won't be.
Looking at some of the other things that you've done, Disused Railway Diaries, how did that idea come about?
Well, what it was is, obviously we'd done Meet the Breakers, and we were looking for something else. So what we decided to do then is just do Disused Railway Diaries. I have got an insight into disused railway infrastructure. I'm not a train spotter before anyone even starts. I'm not a train spotter, and I have got an interest in disused railway infrastructure.
Would it be fair to say that you like trains?
The trains do place a part in my heart there, but I wouldn't say I'd sit on the end of a platform collecting engine numbers, you know what I mean? So Disused Railway Diaries. At the time, obviously, the only people that knew about the actual videos and the material that we were actually doing were radio related, and some other people had heard about Colin The Head's Meet the Breakers, and obviously some random members of the public knew about what I was doing, but it wasn't really in the public eye. So we made the actual tunnel video. Now, as soon as we made that tunnel video and released it on YouTube, that for me locally put me in the local limelight. I instantaneously went from being Colin The Head from Meet the Breakers goes on CB radio to him who's done that tunnel video. You see what I mean? And people were like approaching me. I couldn't go out for a pint in my local boozer. We had people coming up and asking me questions, wanting to know what were inspiring me and stuff, and like, what made you actually go and make that tunnel video? I'm put in front of the Joe public who actually know that particular tunnel because it's a local landmark and they know it. So locally, I went from being, well, the guy who's done the tunnel video on YouTube.
And quickly following that, I noticed you were then at the Thornton Viaduct.
Obviously, we wanted to build on the actual Barnsdale Tunnel video, and obviously we wanted to make some sort of a series out of the actual Disused Railway Diaries, and I know we've been a little bit sidetracked with it, and we haven't done a lot of Disused Railway Diaries for the last 18 months. We obviously wanted structures, and obviously we wanted something as good as the Tunnies, so Thornton Viaduct. Well, I knew where Thornton Viaduct was, obviously. So we decided to choose Thornton. It was a good location to choose, picturesque, it looked really great on the video. We made a really classic video. But yet again, we were broadening his horizons. Yeah, so this Thornton Viaduct, obviously it didn't have the clout as what the actual tunnel video did. I don't think it did as good as on the YouTube as what the actual Barnsdale Tunnel did. But again, it put us in front of a different audience. And obviously it was moving forward, and also it showed how diverse we can be. We can do tunnels, we can do bridges, we can do viaducts, sort of thing. And that is about as much as I can really say on Thornton, to be fair.
Right, and obviously Disused Railway Diaries at this point has actually gone up to 4 episodes. You did an episode in Ackworth on the Bracknell Light Railway.
Yes, we did, yeah.
And obviously I'm from Ackworth myself. I know you spent a lot of your childhood in Ackworth. Obviously you're a South Emsler. You're born and raised in South Emsler, but you've spent a lot of time in Ackworth as well, so you know the area to an extent.
Yeah, so like you say again, the people of Ackworth know me, but I don't know the people of Ackworth. So yeah, again, it's the same scenario. I've got people in Ackworth waving at me and stuff, and I'm driving by, and I'm like, who's that? You know, I'm like thinking, who's that? But the people of Ackworth know who Colin The Head is, but Colin The Head doesn't know the people of Ackworth. But I have got connections with Ackworth. But yeah, we did do the Bracknell Light Railway, and it did come out absolutely fantastic, and it were really good. And to say how little we had of the actual Bracknell Light Railway, I think me and JP Productions did really well at that. We pulled it off, because at the time we were actually filming that video, it didn't seem like we had a lot to go on. It were an hard video to make with Bracknell Light Railway. I've got to admit, it were because obviously how it's all been built over and dilapidated and deconstructed, and bridges have been knocked down and stuff, and the fact that there ain't much infrastructure left of the actual Bracknell Light Railway, I think we did it proud, and we actually documented it really well. We did a grand job of it. So yeah, I was really happy with the Bracknell Light Railway. Yeah, I was.
What is it that inspires you to make videos? Why do you do this?
The motivation behind the videos is really it's progression. More than all, it's progression in myself as a person. Obviously, I like to progress. I like to move forward. Obviously, we started this venture back in 2008, and obviously, I've seen it get better and better, and we get better and better at what we do. I like to share my knowledge and the things that I know about. Obviously, I do a normal mediocre job. This is not my career. I do this solely out of my own heart. I don't make any money from it. I just do it partly because I need to share, obviously, my knowledge, and obviously I know quite a lot about local infrastructure, history and stuff, and I do my research basically. So I like to share what I already know. So really, it's just a overall outline of me, really, and that's all it is. It's just my interests and things that I am actually interested in, and yeah, hey, let's go out and make YouTube videos about it. You know, you only live once, don't you? You know what I mean? Well, I've seen a lot of shitty YouTube videos in my time, you know, and I inspire to make my videos better to my best abilities, and that's basically what it is. My drive is to improve every time, to improve everything that I do, and that's all we've ever done. Everything we've ever released onto YouTube, it's been better every time, and we're coming up to a standard now. We are getting there, but it's been a long road. It has. It's been a long. You've got to have dedication to be a YouTuber, and a lot of people in this world haven't got dedication, and people haven't got time. Right? You've got to have time. You've got to have dedication, and you've got to want something out of it at the end of the day. If you haven't got the time and the dedication, and all you've got is a camera phone in your pocket, and all you're bothered about is pointing at your mate when you're pissed up on a Friday night, that's not a decent YouTube video in my eyes. That's just mindless, boring crap, and it's not even interesting. Now, for someone to physically go out on their own back and think, yeah, I'm going to make a video on this tunnel, yeah, I'm going to make a video on this viaduct, or yeah, I'm going to go and meet this brecker, or yeah, I'm going to go and do this, or we're going to do this today. But you're going to do it all completely off your own back, and you're going to think, I'm going to do this today, and you're going to go out and do it and make a video, and then come back and then look at it on YouTube and think, well, I did that, right? So everybody who sits there and laughs, points, finger and pulls me down, well, that just inspires me even more, because more you keep criticising me, the more I'll keep going with my videos, and I'll never stop.
Colin The Head's World of Everything.
Yeah, the video, the actual DVD, video, God, I'm back in 90s. The video, obviously we've got episodes 1 to 5 on a DVD now. It's our first DVD we've actually physically completed. Can I just add that? We've actually completed something. So we've actually completed episodes 1 to 5 of Colin The Head's World of Everything. And and all proceeds that will come from that DVD will go to charity. I will not pocket any of the money. It's not for me and my colleague, it's solely for Yorkshire Air Ambulance. So any proceeds that come from the actual sales of the DVD, if anybody ever wants to really buy it, That's where your money's going to be going. Colin the Head's World of Everything. Originally it was going to be called Structures. The actual truth behind it, the actual show was going to be called Structures. We're going to do a thing called Structures, and it was going to include motorway bridges. It was going to be Colin the Head's World of Everything, but it was called Structures. Now my colleague actually turned around and said, Colin, let's do something about everything. And it was like, yeah, let's do something about everything. So it added even more diversity to Structures, because the idea of Structures were going to be like 4 separate structures, either a motorway bridge, tunnel, bridge, canal lock or whatever, and we're going to put 4 subjects into each one. But if we branded it out as everything, we put it as everything, that means we could grab a lot more material and put it in there, and it won't matter what we put in, it'd just be there, and we'll be able to watch it. And the idea of Colin the Head's World of Everything is it's completely unrelated. But yeah, Colin the Head's World of Everything, it's a really good format, it's a really good platform. We can add as much as we want into it, and if we just keep coming up with ideas, we can just do it. Because at the end of the day, it is Colin the Head's World of Everything, and that's exactly what it is. It's Colin the Head's World of Everything. Everything's unrelated.
Now, I want to talk particularly about a couple of episodes of Colin the Head's World of Everything. First of all, episode 4 of Colin the Head's World of Everything, where it finishes at the Emily Moore transmission mast.
Well, obviously we were doing the Aguila Tower up there on Emily Moore, and we were documenting it. Obviously, it's the highest, tallest structure in Yorkshire, and everybody can see it, and everyone can relate to it. So it made a perfect place for us to go and film. Now, obviously, I've never been up that tower. I'll be honest with you, I've never actually gone up that tower and actually viewed from that viewing gallery. So we were just about to wrap up with war. We were just coming to the end of the actual episode 4. We were just finishing episode 4 at the Aguila Tower. Probably a big accomplishment for me and JP Productions, because you don't realise how much work went into episode 4. There were probably more work went into episode 4 than any other episodes all put together. In fact, the whole Colin the Head's World of Everything, the whole the whole series was hard work to make. But what happened at Aguila Tower? Obviously, we were an elderly couple. Obviously, gained access to the actual grounds of the actual Aguila Tower. Now, I've never ever seen anybody enter that tower, and I've never ever seen anyone come out. So obviously, if you're going into that tower, you're only going in to do one thing, and that's to go up it. So obviously, this elderly couple, somehow, I don't know how, I've gained access to the Aguila Tower, and they went up to a viewing platform. One of my life for fulfilments is to actually stand on that actual platform and actually stand there and take a good look. I want to see what it's like from top of that tower. I'd love to just go up that tower and awe at it. It would be absolutely awesome. But they got access rate, and I think it's really unfair because I want to go up that tower. Anyway, besides the point, that's what happened at the Aguila Tower, yeah. In front of my own eyes as well, while we were filming. It couldn't have happened at any other time. It was really uncanny how that actually happened at that time. We didn't plan for that to actually even happen, it just happened. So, yeah, that's what happened at the Aguila Tower, yeah.
I want to talk now about episode 5. I noticed that on the tram, what actually happened on the tram, because we were on the tram, and all of a sudden it got speeded up and the music came in, but looking at the video, it's clear to see that there was some actual kind of conversation going off there. He was addressing the camera at some point. So what happened? Why did the footage have to change?
Yeah, well, the footage had to change for this. We obviously got on the tram and we wanted to document the tram, the counterbalance tramway, the cliff tramway at Scarborough, and we actually got on the actual tram and we actually got on it. And there was this, the actual car itself only sits about 20 people at the maximum, and there was this woman, and she's cracked out laughing, and she would not shut up. And I mean, she would not shut up. She actually mentioned my name. She knew I think she knew who I was, and she actually told me to shut up. She would not stop laughing. The whole cliff journey tramway scene on the way down were completely ruined. Me and my colleague were really disheartened because she ruined all footage. All you could hear was this woman laughing on the top of footage, and we couldn't use that. You know, we couldn't just use that footage. So what we decided to do is we had to dub it over and obviously speed it up, and obviously had a bit of a JP Productions twist to it that made it actually watchable, so we could actually skip over that bit because she ruined it. She completely ruined it. She absolutely ruined it. And if you watch the video back, it's her with blonde hair and black coat on. You ruined my video, you.
You just happen to take £5 out of a bandit, and then immediately you get kicked out of the amusements.
Yeah, I dropped bandit. I've dropped bandit. Got me £5, and I got asked to leave. Couldn't film in there apparently. Couldn't film in there. That's what the guy said. So we left anyway. We left. But we got asked to leave there, yeah, we got kicked out of there. That was just after Cliff Tram. A bit of a disaster episode, with episode 5. We've called it, but we call it the disaster episode because as work before episode 5 come out much better. There were a few issues in episode 5 that we need to address. Obviously, they were getting kicked out of places. And
well, that brings me on to the final question: is what exactly happened at Scarborough Castle?
Scarborough Castle and Simon Rowe. Simon Rowe, what were you doing kicking me out of Scarborough Castle? As if you just like booted me out. We weren't doing no wrong, and what made me mad even more, there's people walking around there with video cameras all the time. There's people walking around with cameras around the neck, video cameras, and they're all filming, and they're all taking pictures. So Simon Rowe approached me on the top of Scarborough Castle, and he said, "I'm going to have to ask you to leave, lads." He did approach us right, and he did do his job right. He approached us professionally and asked us to leave. He wasn't abrupt, he wasn't violent. So obviously we left and we actually came away, and I was a little bit disheartened about that because Scarborough Castle was the pinnacle of episode 5. It was the final thing. It was the biggest thing we were doing that day. It was so it looked absolutely awesome on the actual footage we did get at Scarborough Castle. But we were asked to leave because we didn't have permission. Now I dare say if we ever did have permission from English Heritage to actually go back to Scarborough Castle and film, I dare say we will get told no. They'll obviously know Colin The Head is now. So he gave me his business card, and we thought that we weren't doing it wrong. We weren't really doing anything wrong. If we'd have left it another 10 minutes, we'd have been finished and would have been done. We weren't really. Well, all the facts we put into Colin The Head's World of Everything, and I just add there, are all true facts. Everything you watch on Colin The Head's World of Everything is true facts, and that goes for all my videos with regards to my documentaries. Everything is factual. It's all true. None of it's made up. It's all factual stuff. So we weren't going to put no lies in there. We weren't going to put no controversy. We were going to show Scarborough Castle in a good light, but obviously the actual site manager at Scarborough Castle escorted us off the grounds and kicked us out, so that put English Heritage in a bad light, really, in regards to Colin The Head. So that's what happened at Scarborough Castle, mate, yeah.
Well, just before we wrap this up, can you tell me about any future projects that you've got, Colin?
Obviously, we're rolling with Colin The Head's World of Everything. We're hoping to do a season 2 of that as and when we see. We've got Colin The Head's Guide to Yorkshire coming up. That's going to be a quick whistle-stop tour around Yorkshire's cities and towns. And we're going to show each city and town and show you what each city and town's got to offer. Tourist attractions that Yorkshire's actually got to offer. We've got that to offer. We're also going to be doing a thing called Colin The Head Goes Off the Rails one day.
And what's that? What does that entail?
That is we're going to go on the day rover on the trains and go and tour around the various different pubs that Yorkshire's got to offer.
So it's like a beer cruise?
Yeah, we're going on a booze cruise on train. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get what's called a day rover ticket, and it allows us unlimited travel around West Yorkshire. So we're going to go to selected pubs all over West Yorkshire. We're going to have a pint in each one, and we're going to go into history each place we go to. That's just going to be a quick whistle stop tour. Then obviously we've got the Colin The Head files, which is shrouded in secrecy at the moment. I can't release any information about the Colin The Head files.
The Colin The Head files?
Yeah, the Colin The Head files is going to be coming up soon. That's going to be on your screens, but obviously that is shrouded in secrecy at the moment. I cannot talk about Colin The Head files. What we're working on recently, we've got Steam Rally coming up in Aqua next week. Aqua Steam Rally, we'll be there. We'll be out with the camera. We're going to do a little bit of footage. Farmer Brooks has been in contact with JP Productions today. In fact, I do believe I had an email off JP Productions earlier filling me in. Farmer Brooks has been in contact with JP Productions, and he wants us there at the actual rally next week. So I get back from Las Vegas on Wednesday, and then obviously I'll be preparing for the actual Steam Rally next weekend. I'm really looking forward to that. Can't wait to be there. Hope to see you all there. Yeah, let's not forget about the new Colin The Head website that we're going to be doing. So what we're going to do, we've created a site, right, and we've got all its videos all under one roof. So you'll have Meet the Breckers, Dishes Railway Diaries, Colin The Head's World of Everything, Colin The Head's World of Steam, and any up and coming work that we're going to be producing, and it will all be on the Colin The Head website, all in one place. And obviously you will still be able to go through YouTube and the normal way and actually go in and videoing it, but if you actually go in Colin The Head and then on Google, you will go straight to the Colin The Head webpage.
That's great. Thank you once again for your time, Colin. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, cheers for coming to see me. Yeah, thank you very much. Goodbye. Yeah, it's been great.